Welcome to the meet and greet. My name is Debbie Calderon and I am your MOLearns online teacher. Some goals for this meet and greet are for you to get to know me as the teacher better. That is my picture. I have been a high school equivalency teacher for 15 years. I have been in this position with MOLearns online for about 2.5 years now. You'll also find out what happens after you complete the orientation. You'll get to know the program expectations and requirements. You'll learn about helpful social media connections. And to ask me questions, you'll have to email since you're looking at this recording. The first thing I like to go over is my schedule. I do work half-time, so most of my work time is in the mornings. In fact, every day except for Tuesday, so that is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I work from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. On Tuesday, I work 1 hour in the evening to do one of these sessions one evening. So my hours on Tuesday are 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. I do not work on Saturday or Sunday. So what does that mean for you? That means if you email me any weekday morning, Monday through Friday, I'll get back to you yet that morning if your email is before 11 a.m. It means that if you email me Monday through Thursday in the afternoon or evening, I'll get back to you the next morning. If you email me on Friday afternoon or evening or over the weekend, I will get back to you on Monday morning. And I am prompt at getting back to students the next workday morning. Since you've already done the orientation lessons, I know that you know how to log on to MOLearns. This is the main MOLearns webpage, and you click on the orange arrow to enter Canvas. I know that you have already accepted the invitation to the orientation classroom, but I will be putting you into some other classrooms, so make sure you always accept the invitations to those. As far as the notification preferences, please do not change any because I do want you to be able to receive emails from Canvas. So please do not change any of these notification preferences. When you log on to Canvas, you'll see several things on the left-hand side. There's your account. There's also a calendar and an inbox. You might want to check the inbox if you see that there are any messages there. You can use the calendar for whatever you'd like. I highly recommend that you put your next anticipated post date in 2 months from now on there so that you will see a reminder in Canvas. Now that you are doing this meet and greet, as soon as you are done and send me the answers to the questions, you will have completed orientation. So I'm going to tell you what will happen next. Once you send me the answer to the questions, I will go grade your quiz 5. Then I will actually take you out of the orientation classroom because that is all that you need to do in there. I will put you into 3 other classrooms at that time. I'll put you into the extra credit classroom. In the extra credit classroom, each week there's a lesson that's reading on a topic and answering some questions. You may do those if you like, but they are optional and you don't have to do them. I'll put you into the Southwestern Zone classroom. The Southwestern Zone classroom is our main classroom where you will access all of your lessons. And I will put you into the collaborative learning classroom. I'll talk about it more later. Please accept the invitation to all of these courses. As soon as you send me the answers to the questions, I will grade your quiz 5, and then I will take you out of the orientation classroom because those lessons and the meet and greet are the only things that you needed to do in there. I'll put you into 3 other classrooms. The first of those classrooms is the extra credit classroom. In the extra credit classroom, there's a reading lesson with some questions to answer each week. Those are optional. You can do them if you like. You don't have to do them if you don't want to. I'll also put you into the Southwestern Zone classroom. That is our main classroom where you will access all of your lessons. And I'll put you into the collaborative learning classroom. I'll talk about that more later, but please accept the invitation to all of these courses. Once you send me the answer to the questions, you will have completed orientation. So I will actually take you out of the orientation classroom because those were the only 2 things that you needed to do in there. And I will put you into 3 other classrooms. I'll put you into the extra credit classroom. In the extra credit classroom, each week there is a lesson that is reading on a topic and answering some questions. Those are optional. You can do them if you like, and you'll get 1 hour time credit. You don't have to do them if you don't want to. In the South, I'll put you into the Southwestern Zone classroom. That is our main classroom where you will access all of your lessons. And I'll put you into the collaborative learning classroom. I'll talk about it more later, but please accept the invitation to all of these courses. Once I put you into the Southwestern Zone classroom, there are two places where you can see announcements. At the top, you can see recent announcements, and there you can see the last two announcements I've put in. Under the main Southwestern Zone classroom banner, it says click here to read all announcements, and you can see all of the announcements that I've put in there. There is a Meet the Teacher section on the Southwestern Zone classroom page. You have my email address, and I've already covered my schedule. The main thing I want to emphasize here is the work phone number. It is 314-415-4935. That does go to our office, and the main reason you would need to call them is for technical assistance. They're Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now that you have completed all the requirements for orientation, I will send your next assignments. After I grade your quiz 5, I will send you the reality check activity and the Canvas reality check quiz. After you complete the reality check quiz, let me know so that I can grade it and send you your next assignments that you will be required to post-test in 2 months. Most students will have some work to do in the Admentum Plato program. So if I put you into the Admentum Plato program, it is to review most likely math, but sometimes reading and language also. And this is to help prepare you for the more difficult Canvas program. This is what the login page for Admentum Plato looks like. I will send you instructions on that if I want you to work in the Admentum Plato. This is what our main Southwestern Zone classroom page looks like. This is where you can access all of your lessons. If you notice, Admentum Plato is on the bottom left-hand side, and under the Admentum sign, you can click here to log on to Plato. This is also where you access all of your other lessons when I have you work in Canvas. You click on the subject that I asked you to work in. In this case, I will show you what the math lesson looks like. If I have you work on math in Canvas and you click on math, it will open and show all of the math lessons. This is what that page looks like. All of our Canvas math lessons have 2 quizzes. If you score low on the first quiz, I will have you do the second quiz. You can access this where the circle is, where it says Math Review. Click here to access the Math Review and second quizzes. All assignments and instructions will come from me in the form of an email. You need to follow all instructions that I send you step by step. If you don't want to have to print and keep your assignments, I suggest that you make a folder in your email. If you use Gmail, the way that you can make a folder is to, when you have an email open, click on the folder with an arrow in it at the top, like is circled on this screenshot. Then you give the folder a name. I would suggest that you name it Assignments, and then you click on Create New, and then click on the blue Create button. And then you can save all emails with instructions and lessons from me in that folder so that you don't accidentally delete. Create a folder in Yahoo, open an email, and click on the folder with the arrow at the top of that email. On the left-hand side, click on New Folder, type a name for the folder in the box, maybe name it Assignments, and then click on the arrow in the blue box to submit input. You now have a folder by that name. If you are having trouble with a lesson in Canvas, the best way to get help is to copy and paste a problem from the practice worksheets. If you just say, I'm having trouble with Intro to Fractions covers so many topics that I won't know exactly what you're having trouble with. But if you show me a sample problem and I can give you help step by step. Really is the best way to get help with your lesson. We have 3 state requirements. The first one is that you communicate with me by email at least once a week. I do like for that to be more often. If you're working in Play-Doh, each time you get on and do some work, let me know by email what lessons you completed. If you're working in Canvas, please send me the score to each quiz that you take so that I can give you feedback. Then you need to finish your weekly assignments so that you get 5 hours of study time each week. This really is so important so that you'll get your 20 hours in for the month, and then in 2 months you will have 40 hours of study time in so that you can go post-test. If you get behind on your hours, when it's time for you to post-test in 2 months, you won't have the 40 required hours in, and then you get behind on 2 of the state requirements. Since we put a lot of emphasis on getting your 5 hours in each week, I want to let you know how you get your time for each program. If you work in Admin and Play-Doh, program tracks how much time you actively spend on working on your lessons. This time is recorded in your account each Monday for the previous week of Monday through Sunday. If you are working in Canvas, that program does not track your time. So each quiz has a time credit assigned to it. And this time then is given to you once you submit the quiz. There is a assignment time chart on the Southwestern Zone Classroom page underneath all of the subjects where you can see how much time each quiz is worth. If you click on that assignment timing chart, you will see the times for each quiz that we have. This is just a screenshot. If you open the actual one, you could scroll down and see the times for each quiz that we have. Since I've talked about you getting your 5 hours for each week and I've shown you how you get your time for each program, you might want to be able to check your own time. So if you go to the main MOLearns webpage, instead of clicking on the orange arrow to enter Canvas, click on the sign in the upper right-hand corner. Then you put in your same username and password. And once you do that, the My Information should pop up in the right-hand corner. Click on My Information, and it will show you the same report that I looked at when I check your hours. I told you I would talk about the collaborative learning classroom a little bit more. It has 2 parts. The first part is a discussion board where you can post questions for teachers and other students to help you. The second part is a live lesson section. Our weekly live lessons available. They are taught by the other 4 teachers. They are in a variety of topics, and you are welcome to join any that are of interest for you. I just ask that you not take a math one that is a lot more advanced than what you are currently working on in math. Close to the discussion board, when you enter the collaborative learning classroom, click on discussions on the left-hand side. Then you should see an orange plus discussion button. Click on that to start a new discussion. There are also instructions for posting a discussion in the first pinned discussion in the discussion section. To join the conference, which are the live lessons, click on conferences on the left-hand side. You should see a conference that has an orange button that says join. Click on that to join that live lesson. When you enter the collaborative learning classroom, you can scroll down and see the schedule of the live lessons for that week. They are usually provided on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And on Friday, you can check the schedule for the next week. So we put a lot of emphasis on you post-testing every 2 months. It's very important that you post-test at that time because once you have been studying for 2 months, you will have 40 hours of study time. And that is a lot of study time on those lessons I'm going to give you. So we need to see how you've progressed. We need to get feedback on what you've mastered and what you might need to review and make sure that you're working on the lessons that are right for you. Let's talk a little bit more about email. Always include your first and last name in the body of your email to me. I have many students, and often the email address or account is in a different name. Also, always be specific in your message. Tell me exactly what you completed If you're working on Canvas, let me know the score for each quiz. Please include the original message when you reply to me. This means hit reply. Don't start a new email each time you email me. This is very helpful to me to be able to see what we have emailed back and forth about. If you don't want to have to check your junk or spam file daily, put my email address into your contact. We do have a MOLearns study group on Facebook. If that's something that you're interested in joining, once I put you in the Southwestern classroom, there is a link there where you can request to join. The reason some students like this is that on the weekends when the teachers aren't working, they are on Facebook, so you might be able to get some help with something that is causing you problems and not have to wait until I can answer your email the next workday. Be successful in your online lessons. Make sure you read all emails and instructions carefully. Make sure you get your 5 hours in each week so that you get your 20 hours in for the month, so that you have your 40 hours in 2 months when it's time for you to post test. Make sure you email me at least once a week. I have talked about how I like for that to be more often. Check your email often. Make sure you post test every 2 months. You're looking at 2 months from about now, from when you're starting. And make sure you ask for help when you need it. Don't let time go by and you not be able to get lessons done because you're not sure of what you're supposed to be doing. So what happens if you can't meet the state requirements? And I'm especially talking about the getting 5 hours in each week. Contact me immediately if you have a problem such as an illness or some other emergency. If you don't meet the requirements and you do not contact me, you can be dropped. And you can be dropped without prior warning, especially if you have not contacted me. If you do get dropped, you can re-enroll after a 1 month waiting period. You would have to fill out an online form and get permission from my supervisor, which can take a few days. However, if you let me know that you have an emergency, you can take a break. And the advantage to taking a break over getting dropped is that you don't have that 1 month waiting period to request to be re-enrolled. That is all that I have for today. Once you send me the answers to your questions, I will grade your quiz 5 and send you the Missouri Connection and Reality Check quiz assignment. Let me know once you complete that so I can grade it and send your next assignment after that. Please email me with any questions that you have. Thank you.